Well, and thank you very much for sticking around to Good Morning Uganda, and it's now time for Good Morning Uganda Extra. You're watching your national broadcaster, and we are in for an hour of career guidance and employability, or career readiness and employability. How ready are you as a student? How ready are you to get into the job space? How ready are you to use your career to grow or start up a business? The generations have fully changed. Today, you're not only studying to get into the job market. Today, you're starting to start up your own business. You're starting to create room for others to come and seek employment from your own business. And of course, it is a conversation that we're going to be having this morning. As a proud student of Victoria University, I have two guests who are coming from there. So I should tell you, it is going to be a good conversation. And maybe by the end of our conversation, you will definitely wish to apply and join as well and be part of the family there. Because there are lots of opportunities and chances for you to learn, explore, and grow. My two guests, one is the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Victoria University, Professor Augustine Iflebuegu, who joins us this morning as well. The name, I'm still having issues with it, but maybe we shall clearly have it from the horse's mouth to understand what it fully entails. Very good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Just help me with the pronunciation. The right pronunciation.
It's Professor Augustine Iflebuegu.
Okay. Yeah. And he joins us. He's the Deputy Vice Chancellor from Victoria University. My other guest who is closest to me is Dr. Bill Nketo, Dean Faculty of Business and Management. A very good morning, sir, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, my brother, and good morning, viewers. It's beautiful to be here, always.
All right. And here we are. We are into a discussion that is fully geared to preparing a student or even any other person out there who is yearning to get into a university space to prepare for employability and then for career growth. And I'll start with Professor Augustine. When you look at career readiness as you know, a program or as something that people really need to understand, what does it entail? How can someone prepare for their career growth and their employability space?
Oh, thank you very much for that question. Just to put it in context, employers today all over the world are placing a strong emphasis on employability of graduates. And when I use the word employability, in very, very simple terms, I'm talking about graduates having what we call transferable skills. Basic skills like communication, skills like being creative, being innovative, skills like being able to work in a team. So graduates today are expected to have those level of transferable skills. Am I studying engineering, for example? Besides all the thermodynamics and heat transfer that I do, am I able to communicate? Am I able to think creatively and solve problems? Am I able to work in a team and build a team and lead a team? So those are the key things that employers are looking for beyond the technical disciplines that you study. So universities today have a great responsibility to play to ensure that either as part of the curriculum development, that areas of transferable skills, soft skills are built into the curriculum development. Also, more importantly, we live in a world now where employers don't really care too much about what you know. What they really care is what can you do with what you know.
Okay. And indeed, what can you do with what you know? Let me get to Dr. Bill Nketo. You know, in the world that we're moving in now, the world of innovation is growing. Yep. Innovation, entrepreneurship. How prepared can someone be? Before we even dive into the education perspective, but how can anyone prepare and be ready?
Thank you so much, Joram. The most important aspect that one requires is to be in the know of what is trending. If you're not in the know of what is trending, then chances are high you are going to just play catch up. You are going to be reactive, and that does not help you as a person. It doesn't help you probably as your company of friends, company as a family. But if you are informed, you know what is trending technologically, in terms of business, And at what stage of trending is it? Because some things may be trending, but they are on the downward curve. But there are those that are trending, and they are on the upward rise. And also knowing what is about to come. For example, if I'm talking about business, right now with the changes on mobile money and it's the investment you're looking at, is it something that you really want to go in for with the taxes that have just been put in there? Maybe yes, maybe no. But you really need to make some serious calculations before you take that move. How do you want to diversify your skill sets? And it all goes with knowing what is trending in your environment, in the entire country and globally. And knowing that is going to situate you in a way that you will be in the know. You will read around it. You will, this is a modern era. You really want to access YouTube and look at how the best practices are being put into practice. You need to talk to mentors. Mentors are those that are, even technology is not likely to wish away. If you don't have a mentor to guide you on certain things, who is informed, who is then most likely, you need to find one. Yes. That way, you will always be on top of your game. And whenever you situate yourself, everyone will want to associate with you at any point in time.
And of course, talking mentorship, a very serious topic of conversation as well. Let me get to Professor. The aspect of mentorship. How do we identify a mentor? And what drives this kind of anger and desire? And why would one ideally need a mentor?
Okay. Mentorship, it's very, very important. And for everyone who wants to grow, who wants to get to the height of their career, they need someone to guide them. Guidance is very important, and that is why it's important that every individual, every student, potential student, should seek a mentor, someone who will guide them in terms of career choices, someone who will guide them in terms of how best to pursue their career, how best to look for jobs, what are the things that are happening, because we are all learners, and no matter how much you think you know, there's still a lot to learn, and you can't learn on your own. You need people to guide you, you need people to show you the way. People who have been in businesses, if I want to be a successful businessman, I need to have a mentor who have been successful in business to be able to guide me. If I want to be a medical practitioner, for example, I need to look for a successful medical practitioner who will be able to guide me. And if you come to the university setting, for example, our lecturers, our deans, our heads of department provide this kind of mentorship. And some universities like Victoria University have career and employability scheme where they attract some of the best bright brains around the country to become mentors to students. This is important because mentors shape the minds of today to take over those positions, those leadership positions in the future or in days to come.
Okay, and let me get back to Dr. Bill.
Yes,
when you look at also the education, the university education, today it is not like the other days where universities you'll definitely have to go to class all the time. And the fact that you are representing Victoria University where there has been changes with the current trends of technology. Education, how important is that university bit of education? Before we even go to the nature of how it is at Victoria University.
I think the blended type of learning, which I don't want to bless COVID because it opened our eyes.
Yes.
I think it brought in a new way of looking at things. It changed the whole dynamic, the thought process of the regulators, of the universities, and I feel embracing what COVID presented to us is the way to go. The idea of having a student 100% in class, in my view, I think is coming to one end. The blended type, if there are a few days I should be in class, that's fantastic. I'll come in, interact with a lecturer. But if I cannot make it, in my view, universities should provide a mechanism for those in particular days, not entirely, in particular days that cannot make it to class, not to, you know, criminalize it that you've not attended class physically, so you've not studied. But there is interactive technology. Back then, before COVID, there was some bit of technology, but it wasn't as interactive. What COVID did is to instigate the innovators to come up with an interactive session. If you want to see me on a video interacting with you, so be it. I want to see you put on your video. Let's interact live, and I will do whatever you want me to do physically. And my way of dealing with students online, actually, the online side of things brings out the best out of them. They are not intimidated in any way, and with time they get used. The physically classes, it's also something very good because you want to relate with these students. You want to know them personally. The mentorship we've been talking about, that's when you want to drive the point home. It becomes in handy when we do the blended type of things. Same applies to the assessment. Let someone do the assessment at their time of convenience, even if it means a presentation. Let someone present it online. If they manage to come physically, that's wonderful as well. But what we're going into, the business we are doing is global. And it no longer counts for you to fly, buy an air ticket, go to New York, go to... I think right now almost 70% of the businesses, all the deals are cut online. And everything
no physical movement.
No physical movement. It's there, but not as frequent it was back then. And I think the more we teach our students while enabling them get access and being intentional, that you must have a bit of online this. You must learn how to work with a computer. You must learn how. Even our interns, I've been moving around supervising my students. And what I get is the Victoria University students are doing well when it comes to matters of technology. But this is not because it is something that is coming by chance. The university has been intentional. The systems we've put in place are addressing the current societal needs. And probably this, we know where the future is going to be. Most likely, the physical aspects, when you look in the next 5, 10 years, there's going to be more detachment. So whoever doesn't embrace the technological side of things, most likely, I wonder who you're training your students for. It's going to be a little complicated for them to adapt to the going events in society. Yeah.
Well, Professor, looking at the shift from the ordinary way of doing things in education at the university level, currently many universities are now also turning to the online teaching platforms because they've come to realize that many students are either in the working environment, others are away from Uganda, and the best way is to have them in here. How easy has it been to shift, or how difficult was it to shift to this online kind of teaching?
Okay, thank you very much. Like Dr. Bill said, I think COVID taught us a lot, and it made a lot of people to start rethinking the entire process in terms of how we deliver teaching and learning. Like you said, a lot of universities and a lot of not just universities, even primary, secondary, and further education are beginning to appreciate the importance of online environment when it comes to teaching and learning. For a country like Uganda, one of the biggest challenges we have is internet connectivity. It's getting better, and hopefully it will get better when we move on to 5G. But that's one of the biggest challenges. But also, in the side of the teachers and the learning environment, you need proper learning management systems, online virtual learning management systems that have all the features that allow you to have proper interaction with students and keep students engaged. And we have seen during COVID and even till now, where students pretend to be online, but they are really not there. They log on, but they are away. So technology is improving now, and with the revolution happening right now in artificial intelligence, we are beginning to develop systems and modules that allow you to interact or allow you to track how students are interacting with your materials, how students are interacting with your lectures, and all of that. So these are challenges you will get, but again, technology comes with challenges, and technology is also the answer to some of those challenges that we are going to have. So we are developing technological systems. For example, we do online exams and people ask us, how do we ensure the integrity of those exams, for example? Those are challenges. Those are sincere challenges that you will face as an educator. But again, technology is the answer, because now we have artificial intelligence systems that can supervise a student writing exams and will be able to monitor whether he has talked to someone, whether he has copied from a website or other. So technology is the solution. As those challenges come, we will find new technologies that will help us surmount some of those problems that we are going to encounter eventually. Also, infrastructure is another thing. If you're going to have an efficient online management system, you need to be able to invest in infrastructure that allows you and your students to be able to get the best of a blended learning system.
Okay, and you know, let's also now put our focus on the employability space. Many a times when you're done with the university and maybe you do not have capital to start up a business, your mind is going to tell you to go and seek for a job. And in most cases, you might get or you might not. Today the population is rising and the chances are very minimal for you to easily get a job after university. Now when you get into this space, at times not so many people are ready to work. And in the essence of work is that some people are not employable, if that is the right word to use. How do we prepare students for this level of employability in a world that is filled up with competition and very minimal jobs?
Thank you so much, my brother Joram, for this wonderful question. Now, I'll begin by looking at it, looking at what Victoria University has done. What Victoria University has done. For a day student, we don't have a situation whereby a student is going to spend the entire week at school. We make sure that within 2 days, a student has covered whatever they have to cover. Then for the rest of the week, they are busy looking for jobs, and many of them have gotten jobs. Many of them have been retained at their internship placement. And this is helping out. And many of them who go and think they are going to work, because of their good attributes that they've acquired over time, it helps them to stick in there. So that's one way of addressing it as a university, because you, again, do not want someone to wind up their program after 3 years, and then you're asking for 3 years experience, and they don't have that experience. It's not how we faced it. So we've started addressing it, and we've realized they are baby steps. And as I speak, on my desk, I have like 5 organizations that have applied for internship sessions for students. And I'm like, okay, we're going to work out a program. Many of them have toured them as a dean of the faculty to just see how are we going to relate. Now, we only left to carry out the implementation. So that's being intentional. Many of them are looking out for us because of the feedback they've had. When you get those students, technologically, you're not going to suffer with labor. We're like, okay, make them work. Now, our job is to change a mindset change from the students, because many students feel, oh, when I go to work, I must be paid all the time. When I go to work, I think I'm just working for someone else. I really need to work for myself. Like, no, you need to take the first steps. You need to learn from scratch. The little you know, the technological acumen that has made several organizations get attracted to you. Now, start from there. Learn the day-to-day operations of the business. So you feel there is a step that has been taken. And the one thing that we try to do is to look for feedback as much as possible, so that when we are training our students, feedback from these people who are working with, we still inculcate all these. We brief these students before they go out. And that helps us to prepare them, give them the skill sets that are tailor-made to the needs of society. And that's how we are doing it. And another thing we're doing, all the curriculum, the curricula that we prepare for these students, we identify societal gaps. Everyone is running into business. What is it that we're doing? The health science side of things. What are the trendy things? What is the demand for doctors? Sometimes we understand the frustrations that go on, but how do we teach them to be as innovative as possible? Everyone must do entrepreneurship and innovation at the university. Of course, it's now common knowledge. Everyone must do communication skills, because those skill sets are going to enable them trigger certain attributes that are going to be required. Must everyone be employed? Not necessarily. How do you start working out certain things on your own as groups, as individuals? The nature of the projects we give in some modules are quite very, very important. There is a new module that my boss here suggested, business environment and climate change. How do we adopt to the, the smart green environment that is currently required? Because everything is smart, meaning everything is technologically driven. So we labor so much on top of teaching them the basic IT. We give them the freedom to use artificial intelligence to carry out the research. We enable them to take advantage of the internet. And you feel if those that are going to be employed, fine, we've already started on the journey. They are already interacting with their potential employers. Those that are left out are probably, they are trying to innovate on their own. Not probably, they're actually trying to innovate on their own. And I think that is going to change society. I'm really impressed when I see all these organizations coming and they want to partner with us. They want to use our students on purpose. It is communicating something that the little that we are doing so far has begun, it started making an impression in society.
Well, and of course, the kind of pride a university carries is when their students are successful in one way or the other. Professor, when you look at preparing a student for employability and making sure that this student is employable to get all that kind of feedback, what are some of the efforts that other universities should employ to ensure that, well, you have taught a student, but it shouldn't only be the theoretical bit of it? How do you prepare them that in case they have been hired, they are giving out better results and seeking for even more and better promotions or better placements elsewhere?
Okay, thank you very much for that important question. Let's say that a country like Uganda, and beyond Uganda, particularly in Africa, we have a crisis. And the crisis is that we are trunking out graduates out there who are, if I use the word, not employable, and who are out there seeking for job. So universities have to rethink their curriculum. It's good now that at the secondary level, we are talking about competency-based education, learning, which is very important. Coming into the university setting, we should also be producing graduates who can not just know, but also can do something. If you take the statistics in Uganda, for example, if you look at how many jobs we create here in Uganda on an annual basis, it's probably less than 30,000 new jobs. But you have over 120, 130,000 graduates who are coming out. So there's literally not enough jobs created to cater for the amount of graduates that are coming out. So what does that say? We need to rethink our curriculum. We need to rethink the way we do things. Our graduates should be able to become job creators rather than people seeking for job. And that's why, for example, what we try to do is to ensure that we do what we call hands-on practical programs, that our student can do something, that our student can leave the university and become entrepreneurs and create jobs for themselves and for other people. And that's how we can solve this problem, where the amount of jobs we create on an annual basis is nowhere near the amount of graduates that we bring out of our different institutions across the nation. So practice-based curriculum, it's essential to solving this particular problem. And universities need to think differently on how we develop our curriculum, how we train our students, and how we help them in terms of developing those entrepreneurial skills, those ability to be creative and innovative, and translate all those theories that we teach into practical, real-life solutions. Actually, education should be to solve problems. So we should bring out graduates, we should bring out people who can go out there and solve the problem that is out there. There are a lot of problems out there. There are a lot of innovation. If you go to China and you come to Uganda, you will notice that there is a significant difference in the type of education that comes out there. I'll normally give this example. The mother in the village 100 years ago had a special way of peeling matoke. 50 years ago, it had not changed. As I talk to you today, the process has not changed. and we have mechanical engineers and production engineers that our universities are graduating, and they've not thought about a better solution, a simple solution, a more innovative solution to peeling matoke. So there are opportunities out there, and we just need to change the mindset of our students from, oh, when I graduate, I need to start looking for a job, to when I graduate, I should create solutions.
Mm-hmm. And of course, for all of you who are joining our conversation just now, we are looking at career readiness and employability, how best you can utilize your university degree, diploma or certificate to make better use of your future and try to prepare for at least one, employability, or start up a business, come up with an innovation that is pretty much better for you. My two guests are coming in from Victoria University, and Dr. Bill Keto, when you look at, let's now drive it to the university.
Yep.
When you look at the available programs,
yep,
choosing it, at times it's very difficult. I've been having interactions with some of the colleagues who are joining university for the first time. Many of them never know how to choose a right program for their kind of, degree or given diploma that they want to go for. And at times, many are only driven by what their parents are saying,
okay,
or maybe what the colleagues are sharing with them. But when it comes to choosing a better, university program, what are some of the things that they need to look at?
Thank you so much. The one most important thing that I keep telling, for some reason I've done plenty of career guidance in my faculty and outside of it. It's the interest that you have in something, the passion. That should be one of the underlying issue. Because when you have passion for something, the likelihood is high that you've grown up building that passion for this particular thing. And the one thing that mostly disorients many of these students, many of these prospective students, is for their parents to insist on them doing certain things they don't have passion for, certain things they are not carved out to do. So I want to first of all take it back to the parents. As we nurture these children, we should really be speaking into them. But what happens, sorry, I'm now going into a bit of parenting session, but for the sake of a better future, I think it's very necessary. For God's sake, as the child grows, be talking to them, be establishing what their levels of interest are in different areas of life. Talking to these things as they grow, as they nurture, so that when they make a decision at a particular time, it's not coming by surprise. You're not imposing them on something that you know is not of their interest. Now, that's the starting point. Now, if someone has passion for something, they likely decide that right from their studying, they are going to really exert a lot of pressure. But right now, I want to address a situation of students who are stuck. They were just studying for the sake of studying. I'm doing sciences because I can't handle arts. I'm doing arts because I cannot handle sciences. Now that's the... Now, first of all, you need 2 principal passes to be in position to do a bachelor's degree, and probably 1 principal pass to go for a diploma. But the O-level performance also has an idea. You need at least 5 passes to qualify for any degree program or any sort of diploma. So that's very, very important. There will be certain programs where they will insist you even need 6 credits for you to qualify to go for this particular one, save on top of the principal pass. Now, once you get to that particular, so that is going to guide your decision making. And again, it takes us back to what we've been talking about. But again, in as much as I have passion in this whole thing, is it really going to be as trendy in the next few years? Or it is something that I'm studying to just get a degree and then walk away with it and then move on? Then that's where we find so many people stranded in society. You're stranded, you can't even innovate something around the area. I will talk about if I've studied hotel management, a program that we have at Victoria University. I've studied events management. There is a lot I can do under hotel management. There is a lot I can do under tourism and hospitality. I probably can't go and volunteer in a tour and travel company. I can't go and volunteer in a hotel as a way of building my skills. Then probably when I accumulate capital, I can start a restaurant. I can start my own tour and travel. I can do it online before I even, for as long as I'm able to register for that company. Now, the sort of choice I'm making at this stage should be driven by the possibilities via employment and via self-employment. It's okay to be employed, but everyone is aspiring to come up with something. And I usually encourage my students, yes, I know you want to be self-employed, but I want you to first work for someone, to work in an unorganized setting, maybe as a volunteer, so that you learn the skill sets, you learn the do's and don'ts, you get the hands-on experience, you get disappointed within there, so that you know the sort of world you're going to attack, because it's all not seamless. It's you to create the seamlessness that you want to look for in the world. So I really want to encourage whoever, any prospective student, or anyone has made a wrong choice within 1 year, it's not too late. In education, even when you've completed a particular program, you can start all over again for as long as you have the qualification, and read around your area of passion. Read around it. It goes without saying. Look for the training events that I will repeat over and over, because the more passion you develop and the more you read around, the more you watch around it, the more ideas are going to build in you. And wherever you're going to be employed or wherever you're going to work or to partner, you'll be bringing something to the table, and that will take you. Otherwise, where you feel you are not skilled, and don't go there because your friend has gone there. It's okay to go, because don't go there because your parents this is their dream. You're in a family of lawyers. Every one of you must be a lawyer. But you're really not carved out for being a lawyer. Your reasoning abilities are more inclined to the mechanical side of things. Maybe you're carved out to be an engineer. Maybe you're carved out to, maybe you're good at, innovating. Yeah, you can innovate in court maybe when you're under and you've not documented anything. That's good. But follow your passion, and that will help you pick the right program, and this should be built. I want to encourage parents to talk to their children right from childhood up to when they grow. Don't create that distance. It's no longer helpful. It's no longer helpful. And once you get to know their lives, even the bad things you think they will do, they stop doing, because they know they have that sense of accountability to their parents. And it helps in the decision making. It helps them mold their careers and also mold their families. Sorry, I went into family life, but all children come from families.
Yes.
And this is where mistakes are made and maybe nurtured probably at the places where we are, but we try as much as possible to rectify many of these. Thank you.
Well, Professor, when it comes to the aspect of upgrading, you've got maybe a degree and you want to upgrade to a master's and maybe a doctorate, and you want to upgrade on your education, on your level of education. And currently today, we've seen so many people upgrading. Why? Because maybe there is a certain job he wants to go for and it needs a certain level of education. What in most cases, inspires or drives this narrative, besides the personal ambitions and the like? What would be your advice for anyone who is maybe done with a degree and would wish to go in for an upper sort of, education attainment?
Okay, thank you very much. When it comes to further education or getting more education, what's important, like Bill just said, your passion is very important. It's not late. We live in a world right now where, especially when it comes to studying at the master's level, master's programs are becoming more and more multidisciplinary in nature. However, it's first of all your passion, but also where do you see yourself in the nearest future? Sometimes these are programs that are done in such a way that you can switch into a new discipline. So usually first degree, your bachelor's degree, lays the foundation. And after that, you can literally switch into other discipline that better matches your interest and matches the kind of job you intend to do. For example, today, I have a lot of people that I know who are software developers, who are cybersecurity experts, whose first degree was not computer science. Some of them did physics, some of them did chemistry, some of them even did business, and they are able to switch. So sometimes the job market may determine the kind of master's degree or PhD that you decide to do. Just to add to what Bill was saying, technology and artificial intelligence is going to drive the jobs of the future. We are probably at the beginning of what we will call the fourth industrial revolution. And this fourth industrial revolution is going to be driven by artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, robotics, and possibly some more digitally oriented disciplines. That's the things that would drive this particular fourth industrial revolution. So it doesn't matter whether I studied biology, chemistry, physics, mechanical, chemical engineering. And it's important that as you look at the future of jobs, that you align yourself with the future so that you're relevant. There are a lot of programs that are going to go out of fashion because artificial intelligence is going to take over quite a lot of things. As a result of that, further education should be to position myself in the right discipline that allows me to still be relevant, even though I had studied physics or chemistry or biology in the past, still relevant and still be able to do jobs. I know there's a Ugandan today who is a software developer for Google, and his first degree was not computer science. Oh. And actually, he dropped out of doing a computer science program initially, but he came back later and did more hands-on programs, and is able to become a software developer. Today, he's a highly prized developer, and is in high demand by various organizations around the world. So again, another thing people need to think about is that the world is a global village now, meaning that I can live in Uganda and work for any organization, call it Amazon, Facebook, or Meta as it's called now, or any organization. So you should, when it comes to going for further education, you should position yourself with programs that are relevant, what I call the programs of the future.
Okay. Yeah. And the programs of the future. Why not now? Let's look at the programs that are available at the Victoria University to fully understand, because now many students are applying for university placements, and we also need to understand what are some of the intakes that are available at Victoria University. I'll start with Mr. Bill Nketo. Yes. Let's look at some of the programs available and then the intakes for the students who are willing to join university.
Thank you so much, my brother Joram, for this opportunity. First of all, we have, I would say, 4 faculties at Victoria University. We have the Faculty of Business and Management. We have the Faculty of Health Sciences. We have the Faculty of Science and Technology, and Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences. I think that's where you belong, by the way. Yes, and of course, the School of Law is still appended there, pending its full accreditation. Okay. Now, under the Faculty of Business and Management, we have postgraduate programs. We have MBA Generic, which is a specialist, anyone looking for the management skills, any sort of management, but inclining to human resource, marketing, accounting and finance, real estates and property management. We have a number of those programs and as specialization, and including human resource under the postgraduate. For the undergraduate, we have the BBA, we have procurement and logistics, we have human resource management, we have real estates and property management. What others teach, we normally add the property management aspects, because as you know, we are working with Mera Investments and Crane Management Services to develop the curriculum together. In as much as their property dealerships are there, the real estate side of things, managing property, I think was missing. So we brought that up as well. We have international business, we have banking and finance and accounting and finance. All those programs have their specialties in diplomas as well. For the Faculty of Technology, we have masters in big data analytics. We have masters in information technology. We have a bachelor's in information technology, bachelor's of computer science, business. We have a bachelor's in business. Sorry, let me just recap this. Science and technology. Yes, we have a master's in blockchain and financial technology, Master of Science in petroleum and environmental engineering. We have a master's in health and safety environment management. We have a Master of Science in cybersecurity, Master of Science in information technology, and the big data analytics I talked about. For the undergraduate, we have a Master of Science in software engineering, Master of Science in computer science. Master of Science in Computer Networks and Technology Engineering, a Master of Information Technology, Industry, Arts and Innovation, Agriculture and Rural Innovation, then Animation and Visual Effects. There are diplomas as well, diploma in architecture, visual effects and animation, diploma in information technology, then a higher certificate for those who have not made probably they just have one principal pass or they just have subsidiaries and
so
probably go through the
certificate.
even those who are coming from a structure which is not related to the 6 years of senior six. They're coming from other countries like Kenya and others. So those are given that opportunity. For Faculty of Health Sciences, we have Master of Science in Global Health and Nutrition. The feeding of these days, we don't want to obese people in this country, so we're trying to attach some professionalism in it. The Public Health, we have Masters in Sexual and Reproductive Health, Masters in Health Science, Health Service Management, and a postgraduate diploma in Nutrition and Leadership. Then undergraduates, we have a Master of Science in Pharmacy. We need so many pharmacists across the country. I'm not so sure we have enough. Science in Public Health, Bachelor of Midwifery Science, Bachelor of Nursing in Science, Bachelor of Nursing. We have a top-up program and a direct program. That's for midwifery and the nursing. And the Master of Science in Nutrition, and rather a Bachelor of Nutrition. And of course, we have the Faculty of Law. The Faculty of Humanities, we have a Master of Diplomacy and Global Studies, a Master of Arts in Mass Communication, a Master of Arts in Peace and Conflicts. I, by the way, expect you after your bachelor's to come and enroll for the Master of Science, Master of Mass Communication, then Master of Arts in Public Administration. Then the bachelor's, Bachelor of Arts in International Relations, Guidance and Counseling, Arts in Journalism and Media Studies, Public Administration, Social Work and Social Administration. And there are diplomas that correspond. Then the Bachelors of Law recently has just been, we are waiting for accreditation and I'm sure it will come through because the inspection has just taken place. Then the intakes, we have 3 intakes in a year. We have one in March, another one in July and another one in November. So in case you feel you were left out, it's not too late.
There is July and then there is November.
There is March, July and
November.
And
well, of course, as we are summing up with our conversation, I'll quickly run to Professor Augustine. Professor, what would be your parting shots with our topic of conversation that we've had this morning? And then what advice can you give to a student, a viewer, and maybe a vacist out there?
Okay, thank you very much. I think as we end, I'm going to say very importantly that students, as you try to go and further your education, ensure that wherever you're going, that employability, its core within the delivery of the curriculum. The curriculum developers and all the universities teaching various programs must put at the heart employability in the curriculum development. Also, let's think about what I call the careers of the future. Artificial intelligence is playing a very significant role today, and it's going to revolutionize how we do things. And there are some programs that I will recommend for a lot of people as they think about the future careers, particularly as it relates to the digital world, the 4th industrial revolution. For example, at VU, we've just started a bachelor's in business computing and big data analytics. This is the future. And also, right now, there's shortage of cyber security experts around the world. We have a master's in cybersecurity. There's a significant shortage of blockchain developers. And for the first in Africa, Victoria University is just starting a new program called a Master's in Blockchain and Financial Technology. It's first of its kind, and this is at a time where we don't have sufficient blockchain developers. So the future is going to be driven by the digital economy, artificial intelligence, robotics, mechatronics. And so my advice to everyone will be, as you think about your career, as you think about the future, think about jobs that will keep you relevant in the 4th industrial revolution.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor. And Dr. Bill Nketo, what would be your parting shots?
Thank you so much. I know next time you'll make me speak first, then my boss, in case I leave out anything. Anyway,
okay.
Thank you so much, Joram, for this. For the viewers out there, embrace knowledge. There is no two ways about it. Embrace knowledge. Identify problems around you, around your community, and academia has a solution to every one of those. Even what seems complicated, you consult any university, at least consult VU, I'm sure. We will always find a solution on how to go about many of these things and read and inquire as much as possible. Then the world will be a better place. I thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. My two guests have been coming in from Victoria University, which at times is known as the University of You. I did mention in my opener that I'm a proud student of the same. And God willingly, or hopefully, September this year, I will be among the graduates. And my two guests, one has been the Deputy Vice Chancellor, that is Professor Augustine Efelebuegu, who has joined us this morning, and then Dr. Bill Nketo, Dean Faculty of Business and Management from the same university. As we're summing up, one comment coming in from, I had two comments, but I'll go with only one because of time. This one says, good morning, UBC, this is Ojok. I think most students lack career guidance. I mean, they are driven by their parents or sponsors. Thereby, a student may be reluctant when it comes to the field of creativity and innovation, since they are doing for the sake of their parents. I think that has also been addressed here, whereby parents really need, Dr. Bill Nketo put it clearly, that parents need to observe their children right from childhood to see their passions and what drives them moving forward. Well, that has been a conversation, and we hope we shall have our guests back anytime from now, talking more matters, education and career readiness and employability. For now, have yourselves a good day. Till tomorrow, good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
UBC is the national public broadcaster. We educate, inform, entertain, and inspire our audiences. You can watch us on free-to-air channel 001, DSTV channel 282, GoTV channel 371, Star Times channel 201, Zuku TV channel 20, and Azam TV channel 350. Even when your subscription expires, you can still watch UBC for free on your pay TV platforms.
A new dawn on Behind the Headlines with me, Timothy Nyangweso. Every Wednesday, live in our studios in the heart of Kampala. We have conversations that have analysis, explanation, but not every truth is fact, and not every fact is truth. Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
Broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Living a safe life is your right and responsibility in our communities.
They should have an eye checkup once a year.
First activity that we conduct is getting these young girls or women from the danger that they are facing and bringing them into this home.
Most people, the skin doesn't go off. It stops renewing itself about 5 years ago. We make sure we follow the skin cycle.
Join me, Ishime Kathy, every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. as we discuss matters of safety in our lives on the program Safe Life.
Faith, love, miracles. International evangelist Daniel Kolenda, successor Reynard Bonke, and a team of associate evangelists will preach at 7 gospel crusades from June 12th to 23rd. Powerful divine deliverance from bondages, yokes, and curses. Salvations, family restorations, and miraculous healings. Kampala, Hoima, Busia, Lida, Iganga, Gulu, and Bale. This is your time. Come and receive your miracle.
Nyati Motion Pictures brings you Tuko Pamoja, Kingdoms of the Moon Rwenzori segment. Who are the people occupying the foothills of the fabled mountains of the moon?